Right, this is just a bit of a video on how I DJ and mix and transition with deep house music. I like to do long transitions because I love just to be in the pocket of the space between songs. I think there's a lot of beauty in that, especially when you transitioning and you can sort of almost make a new song out of and the bass and percussion from one song and the vocals from another, and keeps things fresh and interesting. The way I look at mixing is energy, right? So it's energy in, energy out. So as the song's building, they're bringing in essentially every 4 to 8 bars a new sound or a new energy, and it's building it. And then as it's part of its outro, it's taking out sounds. So for me, it's about timing and phrase mixing. And by phrases, I'm talking intro is one phrase, chorus is another phrase, outro is another phrase. And you can have multiple choruses and multiple outros. But generally with deep house music, it's every 8 bars something happens. Every 8 bars a sound's brought in, or every 8 bars a sound's brought out. So if when it gets to the outro part of your song, every 8 bars it's going to be bringing out sounds. You know, your chorus will end and then it will be part of your outro. So as soon as it goes from the chorus to the outro, sounds will be taken out, energy will be taken out. Then when it goes another 8 bars of the outro, generally outros are about 32 bars, so every 8 bars something will be taken out. That's your opportunity to every 8 bars put sound in, and that way you're not getting this lack and drop of energy. Because remember, you want to excite people and keep them on the dance floor and keep them just full of energy and love. And so when you just have this super long outro without bringing in sounds at the right time, people are just waiting, and that's when they might go and get a drink, and you've lost them. However, if you can use that outro as a way to tease them with what's coming up, you know, when they're like, wow, I love that last song you played, I don't want it to end. And then also they're like, well, hang on a second, is that what I think it is? Is that about to come in? And it keeps them intrigued and excited. And then it just comes in, and they're not even sure how it happened, whether the song evolved to that, or whether someone mixed it in, or made some kind of mashup. And that's when you get it right. Very easy with Record Box the way it does the phrases, because it color codes them all. So on the screen here, I'm just going to do this. They're both 123 BPM. They're both in the same key, essentially, both harmonically mixed. One's 5A, one's 6A. So I can tell from looking at this particular outro here is 16 bars, and this one here is going to be bars. So 16, 16, there's my 32 bars. 8, 8, 8, 8. I look at my incoming one that I've got coming in. This is the chorus, right? So this is right where it's going to jump in. That's when you want to be all guns blazing. So all I have to do is look at this and go, right, well, that's 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars. So this is my starting point, and this is where I'll start to bring in the new song here. However, I go a step further than that, because you've also, if you're not using beat sync, you want time to beat match. You want time to beat match and time to appropriately add in the sounds every 8 bars without running out of time and having to slam it in. So I'd say, right, well, let's leave another 8 bars for beat matching. So we go back here. I'm going to come back here. So this is all doing it in your head while you're in the middle of playing it live. What if you make a mistake? What if you're drunk and you're not counting properly? Well, I'll show you what I do, and that is to add both songs into both decks, or add the song into both decks, and then you can actually add memory cues live, and then work in your new song, and all the memory cues update every instance of that song. So check this out. Let's okay. Now playing this song, we've got no memory. Got no memory cues. So let's go and find out the song that we're going to bring in, and we're going to work out how much time we need for that to launch. Let's just read the WAV file. We'll just do it on the WAV file. So I'm going to add the same song to both decks. Get my volume down so that no one else can hear it. Now I've got my master cue off. Just listening to this channel. I'm going to jump across. Double check our count. there gives me 8 bars to beat match. So here, then I'm going to start bringing in the sounds. Now, I've got plenty of time, right? This is still playing and here I am stuffing around with memory keys, but check this out, right? I'm going to press memory, just tap the Q button so it snaps it into the grid. Now look over here, it's added in here. It's good to go. Now I eject that from deck 2. Bring in some of the track. Now what I'll do is I'm going to pause this for a sec and play you the English track so you can see why I've chosen where I do. Let's listen to the master stroke. This is a really, really long intro. Look at this. We got red, purple, purple, green, purple, green. Where do we want to go live? Where are people most going to explode on the dance floor? Still not a lot happening here. 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 Still nothing. Still not a lot. Here we go. Alright, so this here is where it actually launches. This is where I want it to drop. This is where I'm going to go back. Bars. That's 8 bars, that's 32 bars, and 1 extra for beat syncing. This is where my beat sync is going to go. At my memory cue. When I start to transition, what I will be doing is I'll be, as soon as it hits that first bar of the 32 bar outro transition that I've got, I'm going to be like at 9 o'clock on my mids. So I want somebody to think, are those mid sounds part of the outro of the first song, or are they part of the new song? I'm not sure. And then I'm going to slowly build in some highs and build in my bass to about 9 o'clock. Then when I get to the end, I'm swapping the outgoing bass from 12 to 9 and the incoming bass from 9 to 12. So I'll try and talk you through that, but then I'll do it again if the next track and you can listen to it. Let's skip forward a bit. I'm going to turn all my EQs down, volume up full. Alright, I'm having a look. Every 8 bars I bring in some sounds. Bit of bass. I'm not going to bring in too much because a lot of the bass drops out, so there's no point bringing it in just to have to lose it. I just leave it, right? I don't want to increase it while it's playing. I got my mids up full. My bass, I'm going to bring it up to 9. Now I can increase the energy with the highs right before the drop. And then I'm just going to flip my bass. Alright, now I'm going to load up the next track. Alright, now we're looking at this next track, and there's a big gap here. That could be vocals. So I'm going to listen to it on my headphones to see if it's vocals. I'm going to pause this for you so you can hear what I'm hearing. Oh, bit of a build. Nothing but vocals, right? Now I'm not going to bring in bass and worry about trying to marry up two basses and mix it and transition it just to have everything come out and vocals come out. So I'm just going to run the vocals over the bass of the Marsh outro. What I will listen to is the actual outro of Marsh to make sure it doesn't have vocals in it as well or other sounds. And I do that by clicking on play file. No, there's nothing. It's pretty minimal outro, so vocals will go nicely over that. It's not too busy. So now let's go to where the drop is. Count back 32 bars. So we got 8, 8, 8. Because I'm actually 32 bars will be fine for this because it's got vocals, right? So I'm just going to beat sync it just before the vocal part. My memory cue. Now the Marsh one, I don't need to really add a memory cue, and the blocks that they've got there, so I can tell that that is 16 and that's 16. So I will probably add in the vocals here. Start of the 32 bar outro. I don't need to add a memory cue. I can just wait for it to get to that part and time in. See how we go. Get my BPMs right. Now with the vocals that I'll be bringing in, I don't need to worry about the bass. I want my mids up pretty high, like probably 10 to 11 o'clock. And these I'll have down a little bit lower than 9s, because there could be some hi-hats there that are going to clash with some of the outgoing hi-hats. But otherwise your voice is going to sound too muffled without it. So to get a good balance, you might have it like that. Alright, we're going to do our little 8-bar thing that Marsh does, and then we're going to get into our beat syncing. Up the highs now, get them ready. And sometimes right at the end there, in the last half, I might take out the bass, and what that does is that leaves room for a drop, so it's like a pause, like a whoop, boom. Alright, I'm going to get ready for the next track. Now I'm going to find where the drop is. So you guys can hear that and why I'm choosing where I am. Right, this is can't launch in with this. There's nothing going on. This is a whole lot of mids, and this is really where the song starts building. This is where we want to be going. Bit of a pause. This spot here is what's going to get the crowds pumped. So we go 8, 8, 8. And we're going to beat match 8. The memory cue there. That's at the 40 bars. Let's now grab Hollow Talk here and see where this is all going to be done on your headphones. Obviously, no one's going to be hearing this. This is your volume will be down and just your cue of that incoming channel will be on. Just basics. So let's see where we're going to be doing our transition part. A lot going on here. A lot going on here. Don't want people hearing this. This is super minimal. From here. See how that sounds. Just going to skip forward. Get our BPMs right. And I'm sure you'll still forget them throughout the years, as many do. Something so simple you overlook sometimes. Alright. Now we're going to load in the song we play. EQ down, volume's up. Looky away. Start to bring in your mids. This is just our beat matching spot, so we don't need to worry too much about it unless you get it really quickly. Put a bit of bass in. Wait for it, ready to put it next in. More bass. The bass is at 9, the other one's at 12. Gonna build up some highs. Yep, so we got high on the outgoing, high on the mids, high at the outgoing. Bring the bass down. Now I'm going to slowly back off the highs. And then we're going to go brakes, see how that sounds. When to go in and out of brakes. So, now when it comes to brakes, let's listen to where this other song's going. Let's listen to the one we want to play and see where that drop is. There's the drop. 8. So we're going to have to do this in 16 bars. Do it a bit quicker, but still smooth. So we've got 16 bars, and we have to beat match. So we're going to use this to beat sync and some sounds, change the bass line. Let's listen to the outgoing song. Change. This is not too much going on here. We wouldn't do it here. I would say here, right? Because it's building down. You could then get ready to do the bass flip here. Now I'm going to go back from this is a point. I want the bass line to change to a break bass line, so I'm going to go back to the same intro song. 8 and 8. And add a memory. I should be good to go. Get ready to do the bass flip now. Take out some of the highs. And it just fades away perfectly. Now we're going to get from brakes back into house. So we're going to listen to the incoming song, see where that launches. There's your 16 bars. The other song's quite short, so we won't have time to do a 32 bar intro or outro on that, and it's breaks as well. So it come in pretty hot. Let's listen to it. Probably dies off into nothing, so hit hard here. This is my 16 bars, my memory there. I'll do my bass change. Bring some of the mids up. See how I do them. Like every 4 bars, I'll bring the sounds in. Still don't have my mids and highs up with incoming song yet, but you don't want to just abruptly bring them in. Right, now we can just go in blind, right, without listening to it. Just read the wave file. So I'm looking at this song, and I can see here that we've got a really minimal intro. We've got a bit of green, so there's probably going to be some key sounds in there, and then it dies off again, and the launch is probably going to be here. So let's go back 32 bars. 8, 8, 8, 8. And then we'll do a beat match for 8. We're going to go at the start. Now I'll just go in 40 bars on the other song. Let's have a read of it. Alright. I'm probably going to want to go in this grey area, right? Because this grey area looks like there's going to be absolutely nothing there. Let me go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to beat sync from here, transition from here to here, and do the flip. Let's see how that sounds. Going in, said going in blind, but I mean going in deaf. There's 2 songs, and one coming in is got quite a lot less energy in it than this one, so it'll be interesting to see how well they go together. Alright, so that went pretty well. Right, now I've just whacked in another random track. Into it, I reckon it'll go alright. I've gone to where the drop is. I've counted back 40 bars, 32 for my transition and 8 for beat sync. And I'm looking at the wave file of the other side. It's going to be 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. I should be here. But it is a 5-minute song, so my timing could be up. And if it is, I might have to use the loop button. So I'm not bringing any sounds yet. I've beat matched it. I've got all my EQ down, but I'm going to come in with the mids right at the 32 bar outro. And now there'll be some sounds in the outgoing song's outro that you won't be sure where they're from. It allows me to sneak in and transition the songs now effortlessly. So I've just brought up my mids and highs first. Now I'm going to bring my bass up. And then I'm going to get all this ready before the drop. That drop came before the green, but I heard the sound, so I just had to go for it. I'd already done most of the legwork, so it went alright. Like a double drop. That's about it really, so let's go over the basics again, and that is to essentially do just go to your drop, right? Doesn't matter what song it is. Let's back in another song. Bird Wright's very good because his songs are very, very systematically and mathematically done. See here with his songs where his drop is. Let's go back 8 bars, 8 bars. Go in there, and you can do your beat matching at that spot. Drops off to nothing. mixing supposedly. 1, 2, 3. And key is to listen to it. So you want to listen to where the song launches and where it just dissolves into nothing, and where it drops off into nothing, just go 32 to 40 bars before then, and where it launches, 32 to 40 bars before then. And that's a simple recipe. And then just bring in your sounds, your mids, then your highs, then your lows. Every 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, sound. 1, 2, 3, sound. 1, 2, 3, sound. And you want to just make sure you get that bass, that bottom one here, the bass, get that up to about 9 o'clock just before you do your final bass flip, and then just flip them from 9 to 12 and 12 to 9. You should be sweet.